Hi, welcome back. Today in this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to play a song now. We've learned the basic kind of elements about how to play the guitar as a beginner, picking up new kind of techniques and stuff, how to play chords, fingerstyle, all of that stuff. And so today we're going to put it all together and hopefully learn how to play the song. The song's name is Merry-Go-Round, and you guys might know it as the Howl's Moving Castle theme. I think that it's a really challenging song, and I think that it'll put your skills to the test. So without further ado, let's start learning it. The first thing that you're gonna need is a capo, and there's two ways. You can either just order a capo online, or we can make one. I'll show you how to make one in a second. What a capo is basically, so over here, I've already made a capo, but let me tell you what it is first before I show you how to make it. What a capo is that, you see how this is the bass of the guitar, right? Our guitar starts off at this kind of bass fret. What the capo does is that it kind of changes where that bass is going to be so that we can play in higher octaves or higher kind of notes, you can say. So instead of starting from here with our kind of normal kind of guitar strings sounding like if you were to just strum with opens, putting a capo here is basically a finger holder. And so what it would sound like is this. You see that it's much higher pitched, right? So the further we move our capo up here, the more higher pitched it sounds. And some songs require you to have this capo attached. And so the reason for it is sometimes you need to play bar chords here, right? And if you're playing a lot of bar chords here, it's going to be really stressful for our one finger to hold. So instead of our finger to just keep on staying here, instead of that, we can just use a capo instead. And also, if we want to play open notes, if we're playing a lot of notes on the 3rd fret and we're never playing an actual open note in the song, then it's better to just put a capo here, because there's no point in just exerting force here for like no reason if you could just put a capo there to do the job for you, right? So that's basically what a capo is for. And so let's go now and see how to actually make a kind of homemade capo. Welcome back to 5 Minute Crafts. Now today we learn how to make a capo. So what you need to make a capo is your guitar, obviously, your hands. You need over here you need rubber bands, and you also need, you can use chopsticks or you can use a pencil. I realized that since pencils are kind of like shorter than chopsticks, it's easier for the force to be like more directed towards the guitar. So the smaller kind of object you have, the better it is, but you need some overhang. Make sure that you have overhang on your fretboard. So on the song that we're going to play today, Howl's Moving Castle, it tells us that we need a capo on our 3rd fret. So what that means is that our capo is going to be placed on our 3rd fret. So this is 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So we need to make our capo here. So to actually make the capo, all you do is really simple. You take your rubber bands and you keep on putting them around here so that when you stretch it, it'll go towards the back of the guitar, loop from the back. And then when you get the rubber band over here, you just wrap it around over this edge so that it will look something like this. Just give me a minute. Here, it'll look something like that, okay? See how it's wrapped around? And then you can test if this much rubber, this many rubber bands is fine. That's not how it's supposed to sound. If you press on this and then do your test, that's how it's supposed to sound, but right now it sounds like, and we hear that kind of weird crackly kind of noise. That means that our capo is not adjusted right. So what you need to do is get a bunch of rubber bands and just keep on repeating this over and over again until you find that perfect kind of force that this capo holds onto your guitar with. So let's do that. Okay, we have our capos installed. So it should look something like this. If you want to see the back of it, it looks just rubber bands. And so when you play this, it'll sound like, you see how there's no more cracking kind of weird noises. It's all plain, just how it's supposed to sound like. That means that our capo is nice. And by the way, when you're playing kind of notes up here, it's annoying with these trailing edges. So what you want to do is, instead of having your capo all the way up here where your hands are going to be, you should probably put it a bit down towards this kind of fret line. And yeah, that's pretty much it about the capo. Now let's actually go and learn how to play the song. Okay, so before we actually start playing the song, there's something that you guys need to know. And it's that reading the tabs when you have a capo on is a bit different. So you know how over here, ignore the capo, imagine it's not here. Those would be fret 1, fret 2, 3, and so on. Right now, imagine that the bass of the guitar is actually shrunk down so that the head, instead of being here, it's actually over here. What that means is that this over here is our bass of the guitar now. And this is fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, and fret 4. Basically, ignore these frets and imagine that it starts from fret 1 over here and so on. That's how you read tabs when you have a capo attached. Okay, so let's actually start. Now that you guys know how to read tabs with capos, same numbering technique, same whatever placement for the hand. It's just that this is 1 and that is 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I'll play the song a bit slowly so that we can both follow along with each other. This is the first section of the song. I split it up into 3 sections. The first one being the intro, second one being the main body, and the third one being the more outro kind of area of the song. So anyways, this is the intro. Sorry, that last kind of section actually it should sound like this. Now continuing on to part 2. Okay, we're now starting our main body, the second part. So it's gonna sound something like, sorry, wrong chord. Now continuing on to the last part. Okay, now continuing off from the main body, the second part, we're starting the third and kind of ending of the song. And this one is a bar chord, so be careful here. It's gonna look like this. Sorry, it's gonna look like that actually. And then look at this. The bar chord actually switches. It changes from this one, and then it quickly switches to this one. Sorry, that's what it switches to. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, it switches to this one. So it switches from over here, this bar chord, to that bar chord. My middle finger is not being played. Now my middle finger is being played. So it's gonna look like this one is a tricky part of the song. So it's okay, take your time. And then you just keep on continuing after that. That was the end of the, what did we just play? Howl's Moving Castle tab. That was the end of that song. I highly suggest going back to the sections that you found most difficult. I found the third section most difficult. You should go back to those sections that you find difficult and keep on practicing them. And yeah, when you find out and figure out how to play each section, I say just combine them and try playing them slowly, all combined in one sitting. And yeah, good luck. That's basically it.